Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Rise of Kingdoms gameplay from your very own Shappy Gaming. I hope that you have been enjoying Shappy Squad. If you have, be sure to click that subscribe button on the bottom right-hand side of your screen so you don't miss upcoming videos. If you've been following our KVK, we are now in King's Landing, and if you haven't been following our KVK, be sure to click the top right side of your screen so you can see the previous video. So just to give you guys kind of a rewind and a replay of what's happened in the last couple of days. So the past sevens open, and the plan was originally for 2120 and 2155 to push in together and take out 86. As you can see, that didn't really happen. 86 did a beautiful job of covering mountain hops and filling their territory, and they made it really hard for 55 and us to push in. And unfortunately, as you can see here, 84 was able to break into our zone. And so our zone 6 is compromised. Tamira's Bastion's gone. I'm currently trying to clear the Artemisia one before we have any problems. And most people would say, well, it looks like your KVK is kind of screwed, Shappy. And you would be wrong. So what we were able to do, which I think is really interesting, I haven't seen this in any other KVK, is we were able to fort at the enemy pass, and we are now in the same zone as 2155. And so KVK, or the King's Land, opened just a couple hours ago, and you can already see how things have started to shape up. So we've blocked 84 from building in from our old zone, at least from one of the passes, which is good. But they were able to build in from the top side of our zone, and so they've got a little bit of land there. If I were 84, I would fill as many flags as possible and just fill the area so they have a position to TP in. They're not doing that, which is probably for the best for us. But this is really interesting because what we've done is we've put the two 2120 forts just between the 2155s. So this is 2155 on the left, DG55. This is 2155, and above is also 2155. And so what this has done for us is it's allowed us to actually triple rally enemy flags if we want to, and if we're touching them, because we can drop LGF out of the coalition, and then, you guys know how it goes from there. So it's been really interesting, and I have to say 86 and 84 have just had incredible field presence. They really are Imperium Kingdoms. And what you can see right here is we're actually fighting to hold this flag, and we're going to try and push them out a little bit. I think 84 is finally going into their downtime, which, is what this is all about. And so I'm over here trying to complete this Artemisia Bastion, but I'm also in Kingsland right now fighting. And it's been awesome. It has been such a blast. I'm so excited to see what's going to happen. If you see yourself in the video, you see your city, be sure to comment what time you see yourself, because I think all of these people on the front lines here definitely deserve shout outs. And 86 and 84, you guys have been phenomenal opponents. I'm really just enjoying this, and I will be keeping everyone in the loop as things change. What's become readily apparent to me is that there are not very many Amanitore, Artemisia, or Jadwiga YSS garrisons. It seems like the majority of our rallies, despite it actually being a archer meta in this KVK due to the Bastion skills, we're still seeing a lot of Xeno YSS, and they're holding pretty well. Tech is obviously a big deal, but we've been launching Gilganebus, Bakal Herald, Zai Chandra, and they've just been holding. So it's been really interesting. I can't give you guys too many more details on the plan here, but I do have to say this has been a blast, and I'm so excited to see what happens. I think the 86 positioned themselves beautifully. I cannot believe how well they blocked us. from penetrating their zone. Because as I said, we were planning on going 2 kingdoms against the 1 in there, and they did a great job. And 84 did too. 55 tried to push in a little bit, but it just wasn't happening. So if we take a look, we've had some interesting reports thus far today. As you can see, even with the meta being for the rally leads, we're seeing some pretty okay trades from Xeno YSS, but Gilgamesh and Ebu is just monstrous. I really have to say. So it's been great, and if you have any suggestions or things you'd like to see, please let me know. If you are in this KVK, here's what I would recommend. Always, again, be sure you can fight on your own territory. So if you're in the same coalition, you don't get the territory buffs. So fight on your territory if you can, and push with your rallies. Something that I've seen, and you can see right here, that's been really interesting this KVK, is people are pushing with the rallies. And what that does is it allows you to get the field and hopefully reinforce your rallies at the same time as making sure your enemy can't. And that has just become incredibly obvious as something that you just have to do in this KVK. This is really just a higher caliber of fighting, and I'm going to see if I can get some troops out here. Now, if we're talking about rally leads or garrisons, here's the skills that I would recommend. So the skill that I've seen used just repeatedly and over, doing tons of damage, is the Belisarius skill. And the reason is that when a target hits that 50% units remaining, it's over. That 25% increased damage is huge. And so I've seen garrisons and rallies using this, and it's just incredible. The rallies I've seen a little bit less successful because, if your opponents are at all decent at keeping their structures filled, it's not gonna be as valuable and versatile. But in rallies, when you're rallying flags and you can only put 2 million troops in a rally and you have to control the field, this skill is just monstrous. And then also we have the Sun Tzu skill damage skill, which is just constantly being run. I'm seeing this everywhere. One that I'm not seeing quite as much that I was expecting to is the YSS skill. And I think this is in part because not many people who are garrisoning with someone who isn't YSS. I guess if you're running in a Manitore Artemisia, you could run this. But again, if you're garrisoning, this oblique tactics Belisarius skill is just so monstrous. One thing that's become really apparent to me while playing through this is that infantry and cavalry are really at a disadvantage in this KVK. I have to say, even the Zai Chandra rallies, the best skills they can use are again, these two. And so you can't be rallying and garrisoning if you're a single player using the same skills. And so, even I've had issues fielding mixed marches because, I'll put a Guan in the field, I'll put an Attila in the field, I'll put a Gilgamesh in the field, and suddenly I have no Bastion skills for at least one of those marches. And so it's been really interesting, I have to say. So I will be keeping you guys in the loop, and just to take a screenshot now, if you're ready, here's how the field looks today. And I will be giving you guys an update to let you know, did we win? Did we lose? How's it going? But this is really, really interesting. And, I think it's cool to be fighting from the same zone as our allies. I hope that you've enjoyed. As always, click that subscribe button on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Shappy out.